The city of Erythrae throbbed with life. The festival of Eos, goddess of the dawn, was in full swing. Garlands of vibrant wildflowers adorned every doorway. The air hummed with music and laughter. The scent of roasting meat and honeyed pastries wafted from every corner. It was a celebration of new beginnings, a time for hope and joy. The harbour, normally a hive of maritime activity, was transformed. Ships adorned with colourful streamers bobbed gently in the azure water. Their sails, like folded wings, rested against the masts. The normally rough hands of sailors were still, enjoying the respite from the relentless Aegean Sea. Today, even the sea seemed to whisper its celebration. Amidst the revelry, Callista stood out like a pearl amongst pebbles. Her beauty was renowned throughout Erythrae. Her father, Senator Lysander, ensured she was always adorned in finery befitting her status. Today, she wore a gown of the finest sea-green silk. It flowed around her like water, its edges kissed with gold embroidery that shimmered in the sunlight. Lysander kept a watchful eye on his daughter. He knew the dangers that lurked in such crowds. He trusted Callista implicitly, but not the intentions of others. Many young men, their gazes hungry, sought her attention, but Callista remained aloof, her heart untouched by their advances. Unbeknownst to Callista, a pair of eyes followed her every move. Dorian, a young man of humble origins, stood at the edge of the crowd. Son of a soldier, he possessed a quiet strength that belied his simple tunic and worn leather sandals. His sun-kissed skin and calloused hands spoke of days spent under the open sky, training for battle. Dorian's heart ached with a longing he couldn't explain. He watched Callista navigate the throng, her every gesture filled with grace. He knew their worlds were miles apart. He, a mere soldier's son, and she, the daughter of a powerful senator. Yet he couldn't tear his gaze away. As if guided by an unseen hand, Callista turned. Her eyes, the color of the Aegean after a storm, met Dorian's across the crowded marketplace. Time seemed to stop. The music faded, the laughter hushed. The world shrank until it was just the two of them, their gazes locked in a silent dialogue. In that instant, Dorian felt a spark ignite within him. It was a spark of recognition, of kindred spirits finding solace in each other's gaze. Callista, though schooled in composure, felt her heart flutter. A blush crept up her neck, betraying the effect of his intense stare. Suddenly a hand on Callista's arm broke the spell. "Callista, my dear," a voice chided gently. It was her aunt, Cassandra, her father's sister, and a woman whispered to possess the sight. Her eyes, dark and knowing, held a hint of warning as she regarded Dorian. Cassandra was a woman of tradition and unwavering belief in the old ways. The gods, she believed, played an active role in their lives, guiding their destinies through whispers and omens. She had raised Callista on tales of oracles and prophecies, instilling in her a deep respect for the unseen forces that shaped their world. "Be careful, child," Cassandra murmured, her voice barely audible above the din of the festival. "Not all that glitters is gold, and some encounters, however fleeting, can have far-reaching consequences." Her words, though cryptic, hung heavy in the air. Callista, though accustomed to her aunt's pronouncements, felt a shiver run down her spine. Cassandra possessed an uncanny ability to sense things others missed. Her warnings, often veiled in riddles, always proved true. As if startled back to reality, Dorian tore his gaze from Callista. He felt a sudden urge to flee, to disappear back into the anonymity of the crowd. Yet his feet remained rooted to the spot, his heart pounding against his ribs like a captive bird. Their hands brushed for a fleeting moment as he reached for a fallen scroll that had slipped from a nearby vendor's stall. The touch, though brief, sent a jolt of electricity through them both. It was a connection neither could deny, a spark of something potent and unknown. By the time Callista turned back, Dorian was gone. She scanned the crowd, her heart pounding, but he had vanished like a phantom. Had their encounter been nothing more than a figment of her imagination? "Don't fret, child," Cassandra said, her voice laced with an unsettling certainty. "The fates work in mysterious ways. Their threads, once intertwined, are not easily severed. You will meet again." Her words echoed in Callista's ears, a chilling prophecy that seemed to seal their fate. The festival continued, a riot of color and sound, yet Callista felt strangely detached. Dorian's image, seared into her memory, haunted her thoughts. The memory of his gaze, the fleeting touch of his hand, left an indelible mark on her soul. The wind shifted, carrying with it the scent of the sea and a whisper of promise. Callista couldn't shake the feeling that their story was far from over. Their encounter, brief as the lifespan of a mayfly, had set in motion a chain of events that neither could have foreseen.